Welcome, Egg Foo What? First and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm here with my co-host, Greg
Uh,
Wilson.
I can't even scream and bitch about you messing up the name this time. You did okay.
Yeah.
But the dish this week was just dispiriting.
Man, I'm with you. Yeah, no. After this week's dish, I almost contemplated ending it right now.
Yeah. Wait, do you mean the podcast or your life?
Yeah, no.
I was going to make a
happened.
joke about which one I prefer, but yeah.
Yeah. This week's dish was chow mein,
God.
which used to be, I thought, like the Chinese staple.
Yes.
I mean, have they forgotten how to make the dish, and out of lack of interest, it's fallen on hard times? I didn't remember it being so bland, disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know what I think. I was picturing like lo mein in my head. Like, thought it'd be number one. I'm with you. I thought chow mein was like a shortcut to this is the most universal, generic, no problem dish in the Chinese canon.
Yeah.
Right? Like whatever American version is, like I don't know, peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah.
And I got it, and I'm not joking. I'm not saying this to be funny or handsome. But when I opened up my container, I literally almost threw up from the stench. Right?
You know, I had a little warning because I called it in, and the guy
said, "Oh my God!"
No, the guy on the phone started saying something, and I sort of like didn't really listen to what he said, but it sounded like he was describing lo mein to me. So I said, no, I wanted chow mein.
Yeah.
And I think what he was saying to me, and when I do this show, I look for pictures to put up. The picture I have up now is representative of what I ate. But when you do a Google search of chicken chow mein, it gives you two different, very different styles of dishes. One does sort of have a noodle.
Right. And one doesn't. Yeah. Which I didn't know either.
Yeah. And I think that's what he was asking me, because I think when people get the one without the noodle, they're kind of disgusted.
I thought that was a joke. I saw it pop up and I was like, oh, this is weird. So I just brought up another restaurant. And yeah, boy, this is something. These are dark days, Mike. I don't know.
No, I agree. No, my first look, I didn't want to gag, but my first impression was a wet salad. It looked like it had been a salad had been doused by hot water.
Yeah,
just big chunks.
Hot water.
Big chunks.
No, not even hot water. And again, I'm not even
boiling
joking.
Water.
Not even joking. It's like dishwater. Like I poured it all on a plate. It looks like rancid, just shitty gray sink water that hasn't been rinsed out because the sink is filled with trash and the fucking ugh.
And
it's disgusting.
I dodged a real bullet because I thought, I was going to go, they have the beef, they have chicken, they have shrimp variety. You got pork. I barely saw any pork in your dish. Was there any pork in? I mean, I saw like one little piece of pork that looked like it was peeking out in the photo you sent me.
That was my penis, Mike. That was a missed shot. That was a oops. Oh boy.
All right.
Oh boy.
We have to go there. I want this to be a family-friendly show.
Oh, now we want it to be family-friendly?
Was there any pork in there?
No. Well, I got this chicken.
Oh, you got chicken too? All right.
Yeah, I mean, it is just.
There was barely any chicken in mine.
I'm going to take a picture of the full spread to put out there for everybody because it is. But yeah, I thought of all dishes, because I'm like, God damn, every week I bitch and I moan. And I was like, well, this one will be safe because it's chow mein. And I'm more horrified than ever.
Yeah. No, this was the worst I've experienced. And I dodged the real bullet because I almost ordered the house special chow
That's 2
mein.
bullets, Mike. That's 2 bullets so far.
Okay.
They got 4 more.
And here's the thing: if you order the house special chow mein, you don't have the small order option. It's just a quart.
Yeah.
So I almost got a quart of this stuff, and that would have been a nightmare. So I mean, you know, I'll take the L with the chicken chow mein, but at least I didn't spend twice as much for stuff I was likely to throw out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortunately,
Mine's getting chucked.
fortunately, I ordered a side of shrimp toast.
Ugh,
Yeah,
getting
I did
worse.
this. You've never had it. I take it then.
Well, I can't eat shrimp.
Yeah, no.
I
That's why.
do love toast.
That's why I did the shrimp toast now. It'd
Yeah.
be a little bonus. Yeah, and with this dish, it came in handy because
Oh, a
that
little bonus content this week. Let's hear it, Mike.
because because yeah, the dish itself didn't satisfy. The
Mhm.
shrimp toast was good. I mean, I've had it a couple
What
times.
what is shrimp toast? Is it literally just shrimp on top of toast, or is it
It's
somehow
it's
baked
it's
in,
like literally a sort
or
of
is it small toast?
wedge. You get a sort of fried wedge, and there's shrimp fragments. It's not like you're getting a big shrimp in the middle of it,
Sounds
but
disgusting.
it kind
So
of
little
is.
shrimp, not even shrimp, but shrimp bits.
Yeah, like shrimp
But
meat.
I'm guessing, like bacon bits, if we really pulled the curtain up, there is no shrimp.
Yeah.
All
So,
bits, no shrimp.
but this version, I've had it before where it's been kind of soggy,
Mm-hmm.
and this was actually crunchy and flavorful, and they're greasy. It's a fried thing,
Mm-hmm.
so it is greasy. I mean, if you're drinking and you want something to soak up that alcohol, I could recommend shrimp toast for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will do the job. In this case, basically, I needed something to have as a meal because I was rejecting what I ordered. I think I ate about a quarter of it.
Yeah.
It was
Of the
just,
chow mein?
yeah, I mean,
Wow, you
yeah,
are.
no, it was terrible, and I could barely find any chicken in it. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it at least worthy to get all the chicken out before I'm probably going to toss this. This thing ain't going to be reheated. My
No.
father, fortunately, I when I go there, I'll get to me, I guess the new meat and potatoes Chinese takeout order is pepper steak and onion. So
Mm-hmm.
he likes that. So I was actually grabbing some of his food to have like a real meal because I felt that hot soggy salad was just a precursor to the meal and not an actual meal. Um, but so overall, I was able to feel somewhat satisfied. I asked you
Mm-hmm.
if you had a backup plan, which
Oh,
you've been
you know I do.
because you've been doing that, and you sent me a photo.
And that is what? What did I get to make myself happy?
Egg foo young.
Oh, Mike,
Now
you
let me
made
ask
me
you this: are
so
you buying
happy.
egg foo young every week as a backup?
No,
No.
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no. I just
So
happened to because
you had a
uh
hunch?
well, should have been. It was kind of the opposite because usually I have a backup to actually eat, but this time again I was so stupid. I thought, oh, chow mein, I'll be fine with that. I'll just get some egg foo young for tomorrow, just to have it for tomorrow or whatever. And now, in true egg foo young fashion, it is a hero that will be saving the day.
Was it good?
Well, I haven't eaten it yet. I'm
Oh,
just trying
oh,
to
oh, I
eat
see.
this
Okay.
garbage. I need
I
the
mean,
stench of this
you're
garbage still
your
in my
chow
mouth.
mein looks so untouched. I figure you just went right into the egg foo young.
No, no. I mean, after this, I'm sure I will.
How many forkfuls did you have of the chow mein?
One.
One. Okay.
I'm not joking. I
No,
was
I'm
retching,
I'm with you there.
smelling it.
I could easily have stopped at one myself. I mean, visually, I was just my heart sank. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what I ordered. You know what? How did I have a memory that it was more like a? I thought it was
Yeah.
more like a stir fry type of thing. You
There
know,
is there is some misinformation propaganda going around to make us believe what chow mein is, because this is not chow
yeah,
mein. This cannot be chow mein.
yeah. I mean, I looked, like I said, I googled it, and there's pictures of the same thing. It says it's chicken chow mein, looks
Mhm.
totally different, and actually looks more appetizing than what we had. So we got burned. Maybe
Mhm.
the word is you have to say noodles. I think that's what the guy on the phone was trying to steer me into, because I
Mhm.
guess he's had people get the chow mein. And
When he tried to do that, did you look at him and say, "You don't know me"?
well, I was on the phone with him, so I couldn't see him.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
think
you
he
can
was.
still say, "You don't know me." I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I could have done that, but then he would have spit in my food. Um,
Ouch!
I don't want to get. I don't
Wow,
want
is that what you think
to.
an entire race of people will do to your food, Mike?
No, actually, there's white guys working at my Chinese place.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we
I don't
go.
know if
Let's
he's
hear it.
he's just the front, but yeah, the guy who's taking the orders, and who I have to pay, young white dude. So it's good to
The
see.
face.
Good to see people getting along. But
Hmm.
yeah, overall, a major disappointment.
Hmm.
Do I even
Uh,
give it a one? I mean, uh,
yeah. I mean, what did
who would
I?
like this? Somebody who's into soggy cabbage, soggy lettuce. Was there lettuce in yours? It seemed like there was lettuce in it.
Yeah, or cabbage. Yeah, and lettuce.
There was
They're
there
like
was
wet, drenched
carrots.
lettuce and cabbage that they dragged out of the toilet, from what I can tell.
it was a melange of all the worst vegetables
Like,
in their worst presentation. Soggy. I mean, what is that? A glaze? That I mean, it's not a gravy or anything.
no.
There's what is that
I
substance?
think it's dishwater. I think we have to accept. I
Uh-huh.
think we think too highly. We think there's no way China could be putting dishwater in their dishes for us. And again, I don't want to kick off an international incident.
No,
I'm
me
not
either.
saying I know
No.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I have inside information,
Uh-huh.
but I'm saying I'm pretty sure that's what's happening.
Hmm. It's
They see us and they're
it's
like, "Oh,
worth
dishwater."
investigating. Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna look into that.
yes,
What
I,
is the glaze in
this
chow
dish was
mein?
so horrifyingly, surprisingly shitty. I agree. There should be an investigation.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I gave brock. I'm looking at my scores. I gave broccoli with garlic. Is that what it was? BWG.
Yeah.
I gave that a 1.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
I
Okay.
gave Mushu pork 0.5. And
So
right now, all
so
I'm
you got to
doing
go
is sitting
lower.
here.
You
All I'm
you
doing is dreaming about Mushu pork
you got to go
because of
lower.
this
You got to
garbage.
go lower than the
I'm
mushu.
giving. I hate to say this.
A zero?
What can you do?
Yeah.
It is a genre-defining, disappointing shit show of a meal. This would be like us discovering,
Uh-huh.
we're doing Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then us discovering pizza sucks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if we do Italy, oh, I'm sorry, real home pasta. I'm sorry, I know we're supposed to. Yeah, I think I'm okay with saying this is a 0. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to say zero, just as sort of a general warning to the public.
Oh,
The public
I
has
thought
to
you were
be
gonna say
warned.
warning. A warning to this entire cuisine to get their
Steer
shit
clear.
together. We're
Steer
on to
clear of the
you and
chow
your
mein.
soapy dishwater. So you give it a 0 as well.
Yeah, I think the public has to be warned. Um, maybe the noodle version that this guy was trying to steer me into is preferable, but it's hard to believe if
It's
if
hard
it's
to
going to
believe.
have sort of a similar glaze without a really any kind of sauce of substance. Um, yeah, just
Well, when you people make fun of Mexican food for being the
mhm.
same ingredients just over and over. Now that we're
Beans and
going
rice
through
and
these, there seems to be a bit of a pattern with these dishes.
yeah. I think when we started out as sort of naive innocence,
But along the way, we've grown and
we,
learned. I've
we
learned
we thought
maybe a
there was
little
going to
something
be
about each other.
so much variety from dish to dish. But yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you can say that for Italian food too. I mean, it's a lot of stuff with tomato
yeah.
sauce in it, you know? What
I
else can we
guess
put in tomato sauce?
I
You
guess
know?
it's only taken us a couple of episodes to realize that most cuisines are like the same thing over and over and over.
It's it's a bait and no, what do I want to say? It's sort of a con game, you know,
I
just
mean,
sort
it
of
sucks because
it's the same
as I'm
dish
looking,
with like the
yeah,
slightest variations.
yeah. It's like this week, the vegetables are going to be on the left side. We're going to call it this. Next week, they're going to be under the rice, so we'll call it that.
Uh-huh.
And it's all just terrible. But there seems to be two different. Because my one thing I do regret about chow mein sucking so bad is it's such a great name.
It is.
Chow
Yeah.
mein.
Yeah.
Like the word chow is just cool,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just wasted on such a shitty dish. But I'm looking, and I feel like Chinese, when they name their dishes, they either name it something super cool like chow mein, teriyaki, or they just tell you what the fucking like chicken and black bean sauce.
Mhm.
That's just what it is.
Right. Yeah.
Rice noodle with chicken.
Yeah.
It's like the movie equivalent would be Snakes on a Plane. They tell you exactly what's in it. You don't even need to buy it. Boom. Snakes on a Plane. I know that movie. Here's my $11. Thank you. Chicken and black bean sauce. I know there's going to be chicken and black bean sauce. Boom.
Yeah.
At least with chow mein and like kung pao, there's some sort of exotic mystery to it,
Yeah. And
which
I
makes
think
it.
we're already nearing the end of the mystery dishes.
I think we passed it a couple weeks ago.
No, but I mean, the ones that have a real name, like
Right.
Mushu and the compound,
Boy, are those the
now it's
worst
just
ones?
going to be the dishes like you just described.
Wait a
What it
second,
is,
Michaelis.
low main, you know,
I think we're cracking something here, Michaelis. It seems to me
the mystery.
the shittier the meal is, the thing is, the more they try to clever it up with a name.
Yeah.
Like if we built this dish, we would have named it "Shit We Found Clogging Up Our Sink." But they took it and
It's
said,
it's got
right,
the same consistency.
same
Yeah,
consistency.
when you stick your fingers in there, it's like
Exactly. That's like
yeah.
when I say it looks like dishwater, I mean it looks like dishwater.
Hmm.
Uh, but they dressed it up with the fancy exotic name chow mein. So you're like, oh,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Well, it's yeah. They figure they'll get a couple rubes in,
Mm-hmm.
who want to really experience the Chinese
Couple
cuisine.
of good looking rubes
A couple of good looking rubes,
just out there doing their best to make the world a better place,
or a
song by song.
couple of chumps with a podcast.
Couple of handsome dudes. That's what I'm going with.
Okay, trying to trying to make it in the podcast world,
That's all.
and
Meal by
and,
meal.
and they're gonna trip them up with the names. Yeah.
You know what I feel like at this point? I'm so down. I feel like we're just beating our heads against this door that China hates. That will not open for us. I think starting to move towards territory where I think China just hates us. Normally, I would think, oh, China, they don't hear this shit.
Mhm.
They don't hear that. I think somehow somebody heard it and they're like, give these guys the fucking dishwater stuff.
Well, we still haven't mentioned MSG, right? MSG
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be an ingredient in Chinese food that was sort of an undercover agent of
Mm-hmm.
bad health. I'm not even sure of it myself, but I think MSG has been banished, right? Uh,
Are you saying the flavor has also been banished along with it? Is that where
well,
you're
I
going?
don't know that it had a flavor.
Well, did it actually get banned, or is it just like they're supposed to? But wink, wink. I mean, I'm sorry. No
See,
Chinese
again,
takeaway place.
we're gonna have
No
to do
Chinese
some more
takeout place I've been to in
investigation.
the last 20 years looks like they're really following the rules. If you know what I'm saying?
So much investigating to do after this show. I'll
Yeah,
look into the MSG.
a lot of side projects. The
And,
MSG. I owned. I used to have in my spice rack. I used to have MSG.
did you? Yeah.
I don't remember ever. I'm not savvy enough of a cook to ever add it to anything. But it's like, yeah, it's a whole thing. So I'm guessing most of the places I've been to aren't too worried about keeping up with whatever the law tells them to do when it vis-a-vis flavors.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, this is as low as it gets. I can't.
A double zero. A
Double
double
zero.
zero. Let's hope we got this out of our system, that it's not, there's
To
nothing
get
like
below
this.
this, Yao Ming would have to come over and kick me in the nuts to get me lower than 0-0. Do you know who Yao Ming is?
Yeah, a baseball player?
Oh my God.
No.
What's great is I think people know enough that this was not a bit. Sadly, this was not rehearsed.
I don't know who Yao Ming is. Who's Yao Ming?
Yao Ming,
Yeah.
he's the world's tallest. He's the tallest ever NBA player.
Oh, okay.
7'7", and of course, it's funny that he's from China.
I think it's your pronunciation.
It's my pronunciation. That's right. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm wrong. I must be crazy.
I can't.
Yeah.
He was
I
on
mean, I
the
remember when he
Houston
first got in the league
Rockets,
23
right? He was
years
on
ago.
was he on the Houston Rockets?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it rang a bell, but I wasn't sure. So I went with the baseball angle, but that wasn't the way to go, because the good baseball players are Japanese.
Correct.
Yeah, I blew it. No, I admit
You
it.
blew it.
Yeah.
You sound put out that Yao Ming. But yeah, I don't know where we can go from here score wise. So
Yeah, it's got to go up. I mean,
we
do
need
you
a
have
big bounce for next week. Usually we don't even talk about this shit until the end, but let's get our heads wrapped around something to look forward to next week before we talk about anything else. Like, what's a
See,
good?
I was tempted to just say, like I said, I cheated this week, so I actually had pepper steak with peppers and onions.
Is that even Chinese? Pepper steak? That's not even Chinese.
Have you ever had it?
No.
You've never had it?
No. You want to do that for next week?
Yeah, let's do it for that next
All
week.
right.
I mean, I'll actually have the week off
Yeah,
because I already had it. but I think I need a week off after this one.
Yeah, we'll do a gentle reset with some nice pepper steak.
Yeah, it's a palate cleanser. I think you'll like it. It's simple. The gravy, it's got a nice brown gravy for you.
Don't fucking tease me with the brown gravy, Mike. Come on,
You'll be into
not
that.
me, Mike. Not
You'll
me.
be into that.
Don't you dare!
So
Don't tease me with the extra
yeah,
young gravy.
let's keep it simple next week. I think maybe we should keep it simple for the next few weeks. I mean, we might have to go chicken and broccoli,
Might
lo
have to do white
mein,
rice
sesame chicken.
or Pepsi.
Let's get back to the real world, because
Yeah. We're saying this after we've tried
we've
chicken
departed.
teriyaki, mushu pork, and chow mein.
Yeah.
And we're like, whoa, enough of the crazy stuff.
Chicken nuggets. I was looking. I almost got some
bad news for us. If this stuff was too crazy,
I almost
I'm
went to.
scared to look at the rest.
I almost went to the, what do they call it on my menu? They call it the American and Chinese special
Whoa.
platter.
Whoa.
So that's where
Excuse me.
that's where all your fried food is.
Whoa.
Jumbo shrimp, fried chicken wings,
Is that
fried
where they put
baby
all the
shrimps.
food?
What's that?
Is that where they put all the American quote unquote food on the fry?
Well, they call it like a combination, but I guess maybe there's some special. They fry it in special Chinese grease. I don't know.
I think what I'm hearing is, again, this is some sort of propaganda lawsuit, some sort of propaganda they're gunning after us with. If you're saying what I think you're saying, we can have a nice little lawsuit going against these guys. Discriminating, giving Americans all the fried foods. So what, we drop dead sooner? No, sir. No, sir. Send me a photo of that saying American menu, and I'm going to send it right to my lawyer. So,
but now I'm looking at some more mysterious dishes we haven't tempted. I've got a section on my takeout menu that says Cantonese dishes, and there, and I've heard the names before. I've never
Mhm.
had them.
What are they?
Four Seasons,
I've heard of the
ha-
Four Seasons. Yes,
Happy Family.
we're a happy family.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so there's still some mysterious dishes down the road. Dragon in Phoenix. What the hell is that? I
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
Deep fried dragons for Americans only.
Dr- Dragon, and these were names of Chinese restaurants I was familiar with. I mean, we had a place called the Happy Family, and there's a place in Bayonne, Dragon in Phoenix. So I didn't know it was a dish.
The Happy Family would be a nice name of a restaurant. In terms of a dish to eat, no, I can't imagine. But then again, we thought chow mein would be a safe choice, and it was. We hate each other now because of it. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe this other crazy shaman shit will be better. I don't know. But puppet steak sounds like a good palate cleanser,
Okay.
as they say in the sherbet business.
Now I saw you yapping it up on Twitter about the captain.
Was I
Um,
yapping it up? Is that what I was doing?
you,
Or
you
was
were
I
you,
laying out some pretty profound thoughts for you people to chew on while I
you were
wait for you to catch up?
you were going on at great length about the captain. I watched it.
The whole thing, the Derek Jeter, the whole thing. Did you watch all 7 episodes?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay, well, let's get. I'm a Yankees fan, so let's get your thoughts first.
Well, let's first discuss your Yankee fandom,
Okay.
because I want to make sure you didn't jump on the bandwagon in the late '90s.
Well, I did and I didn't. When I was a kid,
Wait a
where I grew
second.
up, huh?
Yeah, geographically, you're not from the area.
Right. But where I grew up, the closest was the Orioles, but they were 3 hours away.
Hmm.
And there was the only baseball games would get was one game, the Saturday game of the week. It'd be like Expos Cardinals or something. Like, who the fuck cares? So I grew up a quote unquote Red Sox fan because my family was from Boston, and my
Hmm.
grandmother, being a huge baseball fan, taught us everything about baseball. My grandfather got a baseball from Babe Ruth back when he was a pitcher in Boston, and yada yada yada. But it's not like I got to watch the Red Sox at all
Hmm.
or any team. So when I moved to Brooklyn, I went to all of a sudden I was like, oh wait, if you live in a city, they play the games every night. You can watch the games every night.
Well, that's okay. That's sort of a weird thing to me, that you weren't even exposed to baseball really by the television stations you had available.
There was nothing. Like,
Wow.
you'd
Okay.
watch the World Series, and I played Little League, I played high school, blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
You were in a dead zone as far as broadcast
I was
TV goes.
That's a good way to put it, a dead zone.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, if I didn't know you could watch the games every day, and that's when you fall in love with the team.
Uh-huh.
If I moved to Minneapolis, I'd be a Twins fan. And to be fair, because if I know everybody's rolling their eyes, I did walk into the 1998 season, which was not only Yankees dynasty, but they were even a likable team. They had like Scott Brocious and Paul O'Neill, so they weren't even this evil empire. So I did get lucky. I did waltz right into a
But
great.
Steinbrenner was always he was still alive, right? He was still on the
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
See,
He
to me,
died.
Steinbrenner was the deal breaker for me. I mean, I grew up a Yankees fan. I went to Yankee games,
Mhm.
um, and went to bat day. You get a regular bat. I mean, it was incredible. But then when Steinbrenner came on the scene, even he got them to start winning again. I just hated the fact you'd be watching a game and they weren't cutting to get his reaction in his booth over every play.
Yeah,
It was
he's
just
tough.
like too much. I'm like, I want to watch the game. I don't want to watch the owner throwing tantrums
Yeah.
in his box.
Well, it's tough because I read I can't remember. Was it Phil Mushnick or Bill Madden? I think Bill Madden. Maybe maybe 10 years ago. Uh, put out a book on Steinbrenner, And I knew as much as any regular fan about Steinbrenner. He's a clown. He's this and that. Yada 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 yada.
Mm-hmm.
And reading this book, it is astonishing. Literally, the rate at which every decision he made because he wanted X player or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
every decision they let him make was terrible.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Because he always wanted the big name players
Yeah. Yeah.
and yada yada. And sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. Literally, if you go down the line, every decision that was made because he wanted to make it was a terrible decision, and fuck them. Meanwhile, literally, because in the early 90s, he got suspended. He got kicked out of baseball for a couple of years. And that's when all of a sudden they built that farm system. And then you get Jeter, Pettit, Mo, Bernie.
Yeah. Was it Gene Michael was behind all that?
Gene Michael, that's right.
Yeah.
So you read this book, and literally every decision that was made in spite of him or against his wishes, or he was worked out 100%. It is, and I'm not saying this as a Steinbrenner hater or whatever, because the irony is, if you're a Yankees fan, you actually love Steinbrenner because you want an owner going crazy, spending money, trying to better his team. He did want the team to win, which you take for granted because some teams they
and
it
worked. I mean,
but he
78,
was
right? Is that when they won again?
77 and 78.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, as a fan, you appreciate him busting his, really caring. But a lot of other cases sounds like a total nightmare. I would not have wanted to work for him. So yeah, there's this weirdness to him, that's duality to him.
Did he learn in the end to let go though?
No,
he never learned. Okay.
Never learned.
Okay.
He is, I hate to say his name on this podcast, he is the Trump of baseball. He was a toddler, a child baby.
The thought crossed my name. I almost said it myself, and I said no. I don't want to go there either.
I know, but it's too easy with Steinbrenner.
But it's shorthand. It's shorthand.
It's shorthand. He didn't have a brain in his head. He was he was a petty monster. Had this good fortune.
He had a wig too. It looked like a wig. He had some sort of hair thing going on there.
Hair thing?
Yeah, it looked like he might have had a wig. I mean,
I don't know if we want to spend all our time picking on men's hair. I mean,
no, but he either had a very bad barber, or he had some sort of hair weave or something. I thought maybe he was bald and not accepting it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But he is the Trump of baseball, and just this book is just black and white, and how every decision he made was terrible. Every decision that was made by him worked out perfectly. But yeah, he never learned that. Of course, he couldn't take a step back and be like, you know what? When I let actual baseball people do their jobs, we seem to win rings. Of course, with his ego, he couldn't do that. But born on July 4th, I think, so he loved that.
Well, he was the reason I sort of turned away. Just as they're starting to rack up win after win.
I can't. I can't imagine. I mean, as a Yankees fan, you kind of got to suck it up and take it and try to, you see the good things because, we're all full of shit as fans. But I can't imagine somebody saying, I don't like the Yankees, but boy, I always loved Steinbrenner. I don't think that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I didn't even realize it at the time because I was young in the early 70s that, that's like considered one of the worst periods for them. But I liked all the players. I liked Roy White and Rick. What's his Rivers?
Mickey
Rivers and Bobby
Mercer was on those teams.
Yeah. So I sort of would gravitate to certain players that I liked, and I wasn't really even paying attention that they weren't that good.
Yeah.
But then then Steinbrenner arrives, and I'm like, oh, I'm sort of done with this. And I became more of a diehard Mets fan. But
even as a 10-year-old boy, you looked at ownership.
By then I was.
I don't care for the direction this is going.
Well, I was a teenager when he arrived.
When did he get this? 72 or
I thought it was like mid 70s. I thought it was like 76 or.
No, a little
75.
before that. Couple, I would guess 72, 73. He had a couple years and then brought in Reggie and yeah, and
Yeah.
then they won. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you weren't even conscious of the owners of these teams.
No,
The television broadcast wouldn't even mention them really.
no.
But then he arrives and then he becomes the focus. And I'm like, oh, screw this team. I don't want to watch this guy every game. But that's
I'm
the great thing about
surprised. Looking back, it all seems inevitable now because
Mhm.
I don't remember a world in which Steinbrenner wasn't Steinbrennering. Uh, but I wonder how he burst through like that. Why more owners didn't kind of, oh, look at him, he's getting all the attention. I wonder why more of them
Well,
didn't.
I guess it comes to more of them are probably just boring,
You're
you
right.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
and and
More
and
well. See,
and the ones you
that's
know
the
about are the hotheads. Your
well,
other team,
that's the
the
problem. That's the
Cowboys.
paradox
You got that guy down there,
because most
Al
owners,
Davis.
the loud owners, are the ones you think, well, they're trying to win at least,
Hmm.
but you forget 90, 80, I'll say 70% of owners are businessmen. They just want to see that big statement saying you're making a ton of money.
Hmm.
I'm not saying they don't care about winning, but I think a lot of them are like, this is a business, and I made $20 billion this month. Here's how to make 21 billion next month, and they don't really care about winning as such.
Yeah, that came out in the documentary, particularly with Jeter when he had to renegotiate his
Right.
contract, and he was getting resistance from Cashman. So
Mm-hmm.
I was glad they gave you sort of a little backstage view of what goes on with that stuff, because yeah, they don't
Well,
generally talk about it. Well, I mean, I'm not a big sports pages guy. I mean, I know it was all in the press at the time, but
well,
for me, it was
for someone like
interesting to
me
see.
who, yeah, I mean, for me, like Derek Jeter is the Yankee of my generation. Period.
Mhm.
And stop. There's Mickey, there's Joe D, there's Derek Jeter is my Yankee. But I know I've sat there for 20 years. Derek Jeter is in and of himself on camera is kind of dull, or is it
Yeah.
going to give you a lot? I've seen him in cases where he is funny, but you're not going to get that if you're pointing the camera at him. Uh,
No, he
so
essentially said that was by design. So,
that's yeah,
I give him credit that he
yeah,
was able to lock it in
sure,
for the
yeah. But do
duration
I
of
need
his
to see
career.
7 hours of it?
That he never gave the press any, lurid,
Yeah.
I mean, the press made stuff up, and of course the whole
Well,
A-Rod
the
versus Jeter thing.
well the
Uh,
problem is going in. It's like I already know Jeter's only going to give you some. Like even for this, okay, he probably felt he had to squeeze something out.
mhm.
Like the stuff at the very end about his kids being born. Like I didn't know about any of that, and that's hard. That was wow. Like, but number one, we know that every one of these documentaries from here on out are going to be compared to The Last Dance,
Yeah.
and rightfully so because that was amazing. And part of the reason it was amazing is because even as a huge fan who was there throughout that period, none of us knew any of that stuff that was going on behind the scenes. You just didn't because there's no internet.
Right.
Whereas Jeter, somebody pointed out, maybe the first superstar in all of sports who had pretty much every minute of his career on and off the field, pretty much, is on camera.
Mhm.
So there's no surprises. By design, Jeter is boring. And I can't believe he didn't look at this and be like, "This I'm going to look a little junior varsity next to Michael's Last Dance."
Uh-huh. Well,
Right? Didn't you
well,
feel that a little bit?
I'll say this. What Like you said, The Last Dance was great, and I think it was great because they had full access, and he probably had a great deal of control, Michael Jordan. Wouldn't you say that
Mm-hmm.
he's controlling that thing?
Oh, sure, of course,
And
yeah.
and so I have a feeling So the Jeter is similar. It's a good comparison because
Hmm.
you can tell Jeter's got full control of this thing.
Oh,
You know,
he's not doing it without full control.
yeah,
Period. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
But,
he's controlling his documentary the way he controlled his newspaper interviews. It's locked down.
yeah,
I
but
was
there's
actually surprised that they even brought up the infamous gift bags story.
well, that's what I'm saying. I think some of this stuff, I promise you, a good chunk of it, they were like, Derek, if we're doing this, you have to give something.
Hmm.
This isn't Kim Jones outside your locker after a June game. We're doing this however many hours. You have to do something.
Yeah,
So I bet you they squeeze that out of them.
they squeezed
But
it out of him, but of course, we don't hear from anybody who could
and yeah, I
verify.
say squeeze it out of them, but then in the end, it's like you didn't really get anything.
No,
It's just
because
him rolling his eyes, which you
yeah, he
figured anyway.
essentially said it wasn't true, and you have to accept the word
Yeah.
of Lord Jeter.
And who gives a shit?
Yeah, no,
But the
it's
big
all
thing
it's
was
all
they loved to, and they would keep going back to, and he would keep referencing it, which I don't like people were at least referring to themselves as how competitive he is, and
mhm.
how any grievance somebody had, he said they didn't think the world of him. He remembered, again, I'm sorry, when Michael Jordan did all that stuff, the more petty he was, the more vengeful he was. It was Shakespearean. It was intoxicating to watch.
Mhm.
It was like watching this evil, perfect evil monster snarl. You couldn't get enough of it.
Mhm.
When Jeter says it, it's like, well, okay, right, you know, fine, okay, sure. He just seems like perfectly normal, nice guy,
Yeah, he's
whatever.
private. I mean, he protects his
And
privacy,
he's
which is
private.
fine.
Whereas Jordan, you're watching and you're like, this guy is fucking nuts, and I really, really need to see more of it. With Jeter, it's none of that.
Yeah, you're not gonna see Jeter puffing on a cigar
No,
in
and
any of
and
his.
again, and that's fine. But it's like we knew this. But so for the Yankees fan, I just loved going through it because it was just going down memory lane with all these great Yankee moments that I remember. But the second thing that drives me nuts about this is, and I've been bitching about this for literally since my blog started over 15 years ago, this appears constantly. This thing with him and A Rod
Yeah.
is the dumbest fucking non fight. The idea that back in 1998 or whatever, A Rod said what he said,
Yeah, a one-liner.
a one line that said exactly what anybody else who knows or has seen 8 seconds of baseball would agree with.
Yeah.
The idea that this has spun these two into some decades long, quote unquote, fight is like, oh, are we all getting played? Or are we all on camera? Because this is the dumbest petty. At some point, I just wish A Rod, who I know his history's greatest monster, we understand this. I know he's. I wish you just snap him. Go fuck yourself. How many times does he need to go on the knee and bend and kiss Jeter's ring? I'm sorry that back in '98, I said the exact same thing that everybody who watches baseball would say. Sorry. He moves to third base for this motherfucker. Not good enough. But the thing that pisses me off about Jeter is he does it without actually. He gets to stand there and be condescending, and
He's
he
above it
doesn't
all. Yeah,
say A Rod's an
he's
asshole.
still floating above it all.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, he floats. And you see him
well,
the other day.
well,
They had the I don't know if you saw it. I'm sorry, I'm getting
no,
off
go
track. I'm
ahead.
trying to
Go.
wrap
You're
this up.
excited. I'll let you go.
I'm sorry. I'll try to wrap this up in the next 60 seconds. But and they bring him out for the game the other night. And it's he and A Rod. They're going to make up or whatever. A Rod's bubbly, excited. He touches him on the knee. Yeah, Jeter just sits there looking ahead. Give me that look where, like, can
Yeah,
you believe I have
the
to hang out with
statue.
a
Yeah,
clown?
yeah. He
And
goes
I'm
into
like, you know
statue
what?
mode.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you. You know,
Yeah,
I'm sorry you said this thing, and maybe there's other stuff we don't know about. Enough's enough. And
yeah.
I was saying this 20 years ago. I want A-Rod saying, you know what? Fuck you. I moved to third for you. I'm sorry. Move on.
You know where Jeter got the upper hand though, and it has nothing to do with any comments that A Rod made.
Uh-huh.
A Rod became a villain with the steroids.
But well, number one,
That's when he
well,
lost the
sure,
upper
but
hand forever.
yeah, but this was going on before that.
Oh yeah, no, I
In
agree with you.
2006, I
Oh
was
yeah, no, I
screaming.
agree. It was, you know,
It was before A
yeah.
Rod he went through a tough stretch on the field. He couldn't throw the ball, and Jeter just stood. You got the feeling he enjoyed sitting there, not saying anything. He never came on and said anything bad, so you can't get on him about that. But Mr. El Capitano just sat there silent like a bump on a log while A Rod was getting shredded. And this is before the PEDs. This is 06. He just sat there and let A Rod get shredded every day. But El Capitano just floats above it. He doesn't, and I'm sure at the time he'd say, "Oh, I don't want to get in the mud. I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah. I'm here to play ball." Well, fuck you. You're the goddamn captain that we love hearing so much about. How about just taking 8 seconds and say, "Hey, could you guys lay off A Rod for 2 seconds? You know, he's an amazing ball player. He's having a rough stretch. How about give him a fucking break for 2 seconds?" Couldn't do it. Could not do it.
You're
20
right.
years later,
He will not budge. And here's the thing, you know, I guess the one human foible that he admits to.
That is the human foible. He's an asshole. That's the foible.
but it's, you know, he did it with other people too. Is that like he perceives a lack of loyalty, and then he makes the clean break.
I'm just saying with the A Rod. Well, then you know what? Come out 20 years ago and say, "Fuck him. He's an asshole. I don't like him." Instead of doing this little dance. Oh, because he gets credit for not saying.
Yeah.
That he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He gets credit, just floats in easy as you please.
Yeah.
And just looks at you like, "Can you believe this clown?" And at this point, fuck you. And again, I say all this. I'm sorry. I love Derek. I love you, Derek Jeter. Thank you. Thank you for every minute of joy you've given me and will give me. Thank you. I love you. But if you don't fucking knock the shit off with A Rod, then I'm going to scream at Mike Liss for another couple of minutes.
And stats wise, he's not even really close to A Rod, right? I mean,
no,
A-Rod,
yeah. A-Rod's.
I don't analyze stats, but I know enough that
iota baseball for 2 seconds would say Jeter's a better ball player than A-Rod. No, if you gave him truth serum, Jeter wouldn't say that. You know, but you know, being not as good as A-Rod is not his, you know, the worst crime in the world.
Yeah.
But that it just I'm like, are we being played? Is this a fucking joke on that? Like, what else does he have?
He's a master now. I mean,
he's
a master manipulator.
He must have something else on him. For A-Rod, every 6 months you got to go, "I'm sorry, Jeter, you're the best. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." He must have something else on him.
Well, A-Rod does kind of stand his ground in the thing, you know. I mean, I think there's a couple statements where he you know, I don't think he apologizes. You know, I mean, he kind of just says, you know.
Like the other night, they put them out on TV.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And A-Rod's he's excited, wanting to talk about baseball, and we did this, we did that. And Jeter just stares ahead like, "Hey, can you believe I have to be on TV with this asshole?" who, if nobody remembers,
I'm an owner now. He's
23
just
years ago said
a measly
something.
Broadcaster.
Yeah. I got to be here with this guy who 23 years ago said something that everybody in the world agreed with except me because they have eyes and ears and a brain.
Yeah. No, it's hysterical.
I don't get it. He must have some. I don't know if there's a J-Lo component or something. There's got to be something. Sorry, there has to be something else. All right, I'm going to cheer myself up because we're about to get out of here. I don't want to be screaming. A positive note on that thing is his wife. I thought his wife came across really well. I was shocked at how young she is.
Yeah, I mean, I knew very little about her, and I think that's the way Jeter wants it. This way, even that was sort of presented with a sort of control. Everything was under control.
Well, yeah, but he's there.
I mean, I think she makes one criticism of her about something. She gets off one little criticism. I can't remember what it was, but yeah,
I was shocked at how young she's. Only, I think, 32. I was surprised at how young she is, but But I thought she came off really well. I
No,
liked her.
she's
Yeah,
very nice. I didn't
yeah.
know she had
I didn't really
the
know much about it.
the
I mean, I knew she was a
pregnancy,
model
and there
or
was some
whatever, and
trauma there.
she came off really great. And Buck
Yeah.
Showalter, I love Buck Showalter being on there to say he was there when Jeter got his first hit, and he happened to be there when he got his walk off in his last at bat at Yankee Stadium, during which I cried my eyes out. Oh, I do have a quick one. I have a happy Jeter story before,
Okay. All right.
because I don't like all this negative Jeter stuff I'm doing. So a couple of years, it's Jeter's last game at Yankee Stadium, and it's against the Orioles, which means because the universe fucking hates me, I can't watch it on MLB because it's blacked out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, fuck, where am I going to watch? It's Jeter's last game. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be. I've seen his other 14,000. I'm going to miss this one.
Oh,
And then I think, I'll go to my office. I lived right on the corner from my old office. I'll go to the office in one of the conference rooms and watch. We had cable back then at the office, and I'll watch it there. So I don't know if you know the game or what happened or whatever, but
yeah, I was watching, I think.
Yeah. And so as the game's going on, we're getting near the end, I start getting emotional. And next thing you know, before Jeter's coming up, I'm sitting at this table, this desk, just blubbering. I would try
by yourself. Was there anybody with you?
By myself.
Oh boy. Okay.
Who the fuck's gonna be with me, Mike?
I don't.
By myself.
I'd hang out with you, Greg. Have a few beers.
So I'm just, so picture me. I'm at this by myself in this office, in this conference room at a table, blubbering.
Wow.
And in walks the night cleaning crew.
Uh-huh.
And they walk in and they look at me, and you can tell they're like, oh fuck, like, what the. So these poor bastards spent the next, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes walking around, dusting around, vacuuming around without saying a word. what I can only assume they were.
Did you get it together, or you still had tears rolling down your face?
I had tears. I could, once they saw me, I couldn't, like, what was I gonna do? I just let it. I just fuck it. You know, I don't know them. They don't know me. But it was great. They pretended they didn't see. They did their entire jobs while pretending they did not see or hear this grown man blubbering in this room.
I'm sure they had a good laugh later.
The idea that I remember the time thinking, when the guy hit a home run to tie the game up, the Orioles, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Jeter's going to get a final at bat. And then I was like, wouldn't it be great if the guy got thrown out, trying to steal second, guy gets thrown out and ends the game while Jeter's at bat. That'd be great. So that was like, so that's how I saw his last game. So, you know, again, I love Jeter, but I have a few things I'm going to say to him when he calls into this show. Are
you going to work on getting him on the show? Play him this clip?
I'm sure we can. Yeah. He's got time. He's not working down in Miami anymore. So
yeah, he's off. Well, I mean, I'm glad you were able to get that all in. I had some other topics. Maybe we can get to.
I'd forgotten about the Jeter thing. I mean, this has to be the first time we haven't brought up Elvis.
No, I knew this would be a subject that you would have some opinions about. So that's why I unleashed it, and I'm glad I did, because you gave it your all. you had some opinions. So, I mean, I wanted to get into. Are you a Dr. Pepper fan?
I don't drink soda.
You don't drink soda at all, ever?
What kind of tone is that? You should be happy I don't drink soda.
No, that's good. That's good.
I can't believe. Yeah. No, I don't.
Never in your life, not even as a kid.
Well, yeah. But as right before I left New York, I remember I used to drink 2-liter gallon bottles of Diet Coke every day.
Well, that's a lot, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I realized, for some reason, I went a couple days without even thinking about it. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, wait, I haven't been pounding my soda. I don't seem to miss it. I don't really care about it. So I just stopped. And it's been, now I will admit,
what are you, a water guy now?
Over the last pandemic year or two, I've snuck in a couple of root beers, but yeah, I've been almost 100% soda free since I don't know.
No, that's good. I mean, yeah. I go through like 2 bottles in a week. You know, I mean, I'm not going heavy. I just have it with meals pretty much. What do
Yeah.
you
No,
drink?
I'm
What do
lucky.
you?
I'm lucky in that, like I said, I realized I didn't miss it. So I was like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
fuck it then.
What do you drink? Water?
I'm a big iced tea guy.
Yeah, I like iced tea too,
Yeah.
especially in the summer.
Yeah.
The
So
mix,
yeah, it's not even like it was difficult to give up. So I'll
the
take that.
mix, or you buy the stuff.
What stuff?
Do you
Oh,
buy
see,
the
no,
pre-mixed, or do you mix your own?
no, I just get it pre-made or whatever. I just grab whatever.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Like if
'Cause,
we're in a McDonald's, I'll get a large iced tea or whatever.
see, I don't like I like doing the mix because I can tone it down. It's when I buy this stuff,
Tone
it's
it
too
down.
well. I don't want it that sweet. It's
Oh,
very
oh, oh,
sweet.
oh, oh! I don't get sweet tea. I drink unsweet tea. Yeah,
Yeah, but even the
yeah.
unsweet stuff is sweet.
Which is
When
stupid
you mix it,
because
you can.
it's regular iced tea is pretty much glorified water.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know why I pay $4 for it, but you know.
But that's why I get the mix. I don't put in as much as they recommend because I don't want it that sweet. And it's nice. It's just sort of like you said,
Yeah,
glorified water, with a little lemon and
yeah. If I do
iced
have
tea.
sweet tea, it does need to be very weak in terms of the sweet. But
Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Dr. Pepper commercial. You're familiar with Little Sweet, the
no,
guy who sort of does the Prince imitation in those commercials.
he's smaller than Prince.
Well, well,
I don't have
here's my dilemma.
I don't have cable, so I don't say a lot of commercials.
Here's what's been eating at me about these commercials. When Little Sweet first appeared in these commercials, he was like a
Hold on,
pixie.
time out. So Little Sweet is a Prince
Yeah, he does Prince
tribute guy or something.
Yeah, he
Okay.
was doing his character before Prince died, and I thought like that would be the end of it. But fortunately, they've kept the character alive in these commercials.
You're talking about Von Meter.
Is that his name?
You know that you remember that guy?
No.
Remember? I mean, I read about it. The guy he was making tons of cash as a JFK.
Oh, okay.
JFK. He made a record.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember that.
In the White House, he would play it for people at parties. This guy was so big, and of course,
yeah,
it ended.
There goes his career. Yeah. Well,
and apparently the legend is Lenny Bruce had a show that night. He walked on stage, and everybody's just sitting there like, "Oh my God, what can anybody say?" And he stands there for a minute, and finally goes, "Can you believe what happened to Von Meter today?"
That's a good one. Well, this guy survived the Prince overdose. Let's call it what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still doing the commercials. But here's the thing, I'm pretty sure when he first arrived in these commercials, he was about the size of Tinkerbell. He was like a little sort of presence, and he's doing his like little Prince thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the latest commercial, he looks like he's about 3 feet tall. And he gets up on the coffee table at one point. I'm like, Little Sweet ain't so little anymore.
Maybe he's not that sweet.
And my thing is, good question. Good question. Maybe he's not that sweet anymore. He's gonna get a little sassy.
Don't be bringing that little sweet ass in here.
And he does wag his ass in the commercial. He does. He does some ass wagging in the latest commercial. He comes through in a dog door. And it looks like like for Saint Bernard. It's not like a small
what
Cocker
the fuck
Spaniel.
is he selling? What commercial is this? Is it for the doggy door?
No, I am fixating on his commercial. That's true, but it's something that is sort of disturbing to me because what's going on with Little Sweet? He's not so little anymore. Now, is the actor who plays Little Sweet wants to be bigger? He wants to take
there's an actor that plays Little Sweet. Little Sweet isn't just Little Sweet.
Yeah, Little Sweet is a live action. It's not a cartoon.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do, Mike. You seem you're upset.
Yeah.
You sat with me while I melted down over Jeter. I'm gonna take this week as an opportunity. I'm gonna learn a little bit about. Send me a link.
Okay.
I'm gonna learn a little bit about Little Sweet. Little Sweet. Did I say that? Little Sweet. And next week I will come back and we'll have a little. I'll say either Mike, I'm with you. I also am been out of shape by this commercial that I seem to be watching for some reason, or I'll say you're an idiot. So
Okay.
I have a feeling I know which one it'll be.
I look forward to that conversation.
But I'm going to have fun getting to that.
Okay. I'm glad you were able to get your Jeter opinions off your chest.
Oh, now I feel guilty.
No, it was
Like,
good.
what do
You, I've never heard you so animated.
Well, you should see me then. I'm sure I'll go back and rewatch and get all. It was so great, so great. But it was great for Yankee fans like me. It was just another opportunity to go down memory lane, which I will take every day of the week.
Let me just say this. You know, I'm a Mets fan, but the thing is, baseball. I'm a baseball fan, so you know, if the Mets aren't playing, I'm going to watch the Yankees. I watch, you know, a lot of Yankee games during the season.
Yeah.
I'm not a Yankee hater. You know, there's this thing like if you're one or the other, you got to hate the other. You know, I never understood that. But
well, the greatest Yankee hater of all is my man Christopher Mad Dog Russo. So I'm okay. He's the Babe Ruth of Yankee haters.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. Yeah.
I like a real Yankee hater. You know, look, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. What, you hate the Yankees? Okay. What am I going to be shut? Whoa. Wow. No, it's all right. I mean, but I did say today that the Yankees are choking right now so badly. To cheer myself up, I'm going back and reading about the 2007 Mets. Ow!
No, I saw that tweet. And, I mean, the Mets are having some difficulties the last couple of days themselves.
They're better than the Yankees right now, so
we'll see.
Ooh, Subway Series. That'll be a hell of a podcast, Mike. I'm not saying the baseball gods should get together and make it happen, but
bonus. Are we talking bonus content?
I will say this. I will promise this to our fans and their sponsor. Insert for later. If there is a Subway Series, we will do a show from the Bronx.
Okay.
Or Queens.
Yeah. All right.
Is that
I don't know why we have to be on location, but if you think it'll add something to the quality of the show.
Entertainment.
Okay.
Gotta get a little juice. If there's a Subway Series now, can I get you to confirm?
Yeah. Are you going to drive?
I'm the one who has to come from 9,000 miles away. What do you can take a quick nap on a bus and boom, there you are. Don't worry about me. I'll get there. It is happening. If there's a Subway Series, we will record from the Bronx or Queens. Boom. I said it is in stone.
Do you hear that sound?
Is that the sound of something being set in stone?
No, I agree with your plan.
Good.
I've got my fortune cookie. Do you have a fortune cookie?
Oh,
at least save this show.
That's right.
Save this this chow mein experience.
All right. Trusted fortune cookie, come to me. All right.
Don't fret. All your friends will be able to zig when you zag. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Let me read that one again.
Slow? What, did I miss something? Are you going in and out?
No, I'm having trouble with the lighting here.
All right.
Don't fret. All your friends will be able to zig whenever you zag.
Don't you want your friends to zag when you zag?
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, you'd be zigging and zagging together.
Yeah. Don't forget, your friends hate you. Thank you, China. Well, mine. Oh, this is a good one. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Thanks, John. Yeah, I've seen every fucking sweatshirt I've seen every store.
Yeah, come on. I mean, oh wow,
those poster affirmations going up on Facebook every day.
Hang in there. Yeah, I mean,
hang in there. Oh, thanks, China. Awesome. Oh, second fortune. Yes, I would like another fucking fortune.
That was lame-o.
And don't tell me one of my lucky numbers is 13, because then you're just really sticking. I'm sorry I bought your stupid chow mein. I fucked up. Don't make it worse. Well,
that was an experience. And
another one in the big books.
Another one in the books. Where?
We may or may not have a guest clip from a younger fan if it is cleared by his parents. I won't give away anything, but
What
well,
about some
something for that
guests?
generation to look forward to.
What about some guests? Maybe you can line up some guests for us.
Mike, save it for an inter-office meeting. What are you doing? Wait, now you're giving out orders?
I'm just putting it out there. I've brought.
You're the one with the superstar friends.
I brought 2 guests to the table. I figured, it's time to ante up. How about JB Money? You still in touch with him at all?
None. I got 2 guests. I'm planning. But first of all, we shouldn't tell people about this. And second of all, maybe we should imply that we're enough. I don't know.
I like to add another element to the stew.
Yeah. Well, let's keep this stew for now.
Okay. Our reviews have been positive. Yeah,
There's the drinks.
They've been sparse, but very positive reviews. I'm happy with that.
Well, who's going to write a negative review about this? I mean, nobody's sitting through this for an hour and then
nobody's listening, right?
Nobody's sitting through this and then putting down their thoughts about how it sucks.
Is a podcast if nobody listens?
Oh, that's heavy, Mike. Dropping truth bombs.
It's like the tree.
You just make that up. Is that going on my next fortune?
It's just like the tree falling in forest. Nobody's there, right?
Maybe you
so
should
many
write
podcasts.
Fortune. Maybe you should write fortune cookies.
What percentage of podcasts do you think don't even get listened to?
I would guess
Gotta be a lot. I bet it's a lot. 40% at least.
I don't know.
That's my guess. So everybody's toiling in their podcast studios. I include myself.
I tell you what people like is to listen to a podcast where the podcasters are bitching about being podcasters.
But that's something to ponder.
Yeah. All right. We're having trouble wrapping up this week. I don't know. I think we missed each other.
Feel free.
The Jeter
you can wrap it up.
We feel connected. Huh?
Feel free. You want to end it?
Well, it's been like an hour. we don't want to make these.
I had a couple other topics we never even got to.
Oh, you want to leave them wanting less? All right.
I wanted to ask you about the Subway tattoo challenge.
I don't fucking know that either. Where are you?
Don't you look at the newspaper? There's people.
Right, if it's a commercial, I probably haven't seen it.
This isn't a commercial. Maybe it was a commercial. But if you get a tattoo, depending on the size, if you get a 12-inch by 12-inch tattoo of the Subway logo, you'll get Subway for the rest of your life. A Subway sandwich for the rest of your life, every day.
Wait, anybody can do that?
Yeah. If you turn yourself into a walking human billboard, and somebody's already done it. I mean, I saw an article. This is what prompted this subject. If you,
you could get 100,000 homeless people, give them all tattoos, and then they can eat for the rest of their lives.
I think somebody has already thrown that out there.
According to this, no one should ever have to go.
But here's the thing, Greg, you have to eat Subway every day.
Well, if you're on the street eating crayons children have dropped, Subway's not bad. I've had Subway. I don't mind Subway.
I've had Subway. I mean, the first time I had Subway, it wasn't even around Northeast. I was down in Florida. And I actually was I thought it was surprisingly fresh. I thought the ingredients were like fresh. And I thought, oh, this is kind of and they used to cut the triangle. I don't think they do that anymore. Do you remember when Subway used to cut the bread and there'd be like a little triangle?
No.
No? Okay.
They cut the cheese into triangles.
Yeah, I guess they kept that. But the bread itself.
The bread in triangles?
Yeah.
Were you in an iron lung when you ate this? What? I've never heard of this.
It used to be a weird little cutting thing they do to the bread. It would be like a little, like a triangle. Yeah. And,
yeah, I don't know that one.
And, so I liked Subway early on. But then as time went along, I think the product just, went downhill. And when I've had it up here, it's no competition for, like, say, a Blimpies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's or forget about Jersey Mike's. It's already, it's the third best at best.
Well, I think Subway. The good and bad thing is you get what you know what you're getting. I mean,
uh-huh.
I'm
Well,
fine
yeah,
with
everybody
Subway.
knows
If
now.
you
Yeah,
let me eat it free at Subway every day, I'd be okay.
you'd be content. I mean,
Sure.
I was also thinking about periods of my life when I was eating the same thing every night. There was a period where I ate spaghetti and sauce every night.
Just the sauce.
No, no, the
That is
spaghetti
a
with the
problem, Mike.
sauce.
That's called drinking.
No, I mean it was easy to make, and
Mhm.
I mean I'm not making my own sauce. I just would get one of the various versions I like. Not ragu though, I would get I like the Paul Newmans, they're pretty good. Different ones I've tried over the years.
Mhm.
But it was easy to do. And so like, yeah, I'd get in and do that. It was cheap. I was having it was a financial
Mhm.
difficult time for me.
Mhm.
And so it was cheap. I mean, people do this in college, I guess. Ramen. I never
Oh
had
yeah,
ramen noodles, but
love it.
really, yeah.
Oh yeah,
And you
I
just
could eat.
boil them? Is that all you do?
Oh yeah. Oh, the old 5 packs for $1. Oh, I could scarf those up.
Yeah, I never had it, but I've heard people that's their like go to cheap
Mm.
meal,
I don't even mean cheat meal. I'm just happy whenever I have some of it.
So I'm thinking about what would I eat? What could I eat every day as a, you know, currently? And I'm
Mhm.
thinking tuna fish.
I love tuna fish.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had tuna fish today for lunch.
yeah. I had some tuna fish. There's actually a deli in Bayonne. I generally don't buy tuna fish outside, but their tuna fish is pretty remarkable. So I make a point of getting tuna fish every time I go to Bayonne, and that'll hold me for a week or two. And it's great. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can just eat tuna fish with a fork. I don't even need to make a sandwich anymore. It's just sort of satisfying.
That's on my list of things I could eat every day. Sure.
Is it? Yeah, yeah. Anything above it?
Cheerios, scrambled
I
eggs,
I know somebody
and
who's a Cheerios fan. What was the other one?
uh, bumblebee tuna fish,
Uh huh.
Cheerios, and just scrambled eggs. I could eat those all day, every
Yeah,
day.
eggs is a good staple. Yeah.
If I eat just that every day for the rest of my life, I'd be fine.
Uh
Which I'm
huh.
saying that I could if I wanted, I guess.
Uh huh.
Not that, yeah. It's not like moving to the North Pole or something, but
Well, let's throw that to the listeners if they want to throw up in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
you
You
are a
want
pro, Mike.
you want to you see how I just segue? If you want to discuss what you could eat for the rest of your life, throw up a comment
Yeah.
and we'll get back to you. But
And
for
what were we going to fight about? We were going to get some campaign, some fight going. I can't remember. Yeah, well.
I wanted to get into it with you. Maybe we can do it for the next show. You used strong language last week. I've been thinking about it. That you hate jazz,
Yes.
and I want to have a conversation with you about jazz.
Well, do you
So,
have to say it like that every time? What the? I mean, we know you can't say egg foo what.
uh-huh.
I guess you can't say jazz either. Yeah. Well, I do hate jazz, and I'm happy to tell you all about it next week. So
Okay, that'll
that
be
and the
our
little sweet.
trailer for next week's show.
Yep.
So anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. This is Mike Lisk.
And Greg Wilson.
See you next time.
Next time. Thanks, everybody.